In an era when automakers are reducing displacement and cylinder count through electrification, it's refreshing to see a hybrid that flips the script. The 2025 Lamborghini Revuelto sticks with its iconic mid-mounted V12 and adds 3 electric motors to the mix, producing 1,001 horsepower. As a plug-in hybrid, the Revuelto uses those extra electrons for performance rather than efficiency. As a result, you get instant acceleration without losing the glorious sounds coming from the engine and exhaust, but fuel economy is almost as terrible as its replacement. On the other hand, when you have $600,000 to spend on a car, we don't think fuel costs are too much of a concern. More expensive than the average American home, the Revuelto's price tag is essentially premium, and that's just the beginning. Some paint options will cost you another $15,000, and you can save almost $100,000 on carbon fiber upgrades. However, we recommend adding $10,000 or more for available safety features, especially surround view cameras. This bull is no ballerina when it comes to performance. The mid-mounted 814 horsepower 6.5-liter V12 is naturally aspirated and screams all the way to the 9,500 RPM redline. 2 of the 3 electric motors integrated into the powertrain drive the front wheels, while the third, integrated into an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, assists the V12 gasoline engine at the rear axle. The total output of this powertrain is 1,001 horsepower, the most of any Lamborghini ever. That's also the most horsepower of any plug-in hybrid, bringing it down from a peak of 986 horsepower. From behind the wheel, the Revuelto's acceleration feels intense. The electric motors deliver a surge of power instantly, and the V12 howls as it explores the depths of its power band. Handling is sharper and more agile than the old Aventador, and if you put the car in soft mode, the ride is remarkably civilized. The Revuelto benefits from a rear-wheel steering system and torque vectoring system that provide greater stability in corners and makes it easier to nip off apexes. The Revuelto is a plug-in hybrid, but not in the traditional sense of the term. This isn't a Prius prime rival that sets out to hypermile from point A to point B. A 3.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack nestled in the space between the 2 bucket seats provides enough juice to power the Revuelto about 5 miles on electric power alone. That's enough to get you out of your neighborhood unnoticed without waking your neighbors if you need to leave early on a Saturday morning, but not enough to avoid using gasoline entirely. The Revuelto uses the electricity in its battery and the 3 electric motors it drives to supplement. There are only 2 seats in the Revuelto because the Italians have stuffed 12 cylinders where the rear seats would normally be. The Revuelto is no ordinary car. Its cockpit looks more like a space racer than a car. There are 4 rotors on the steering wheel that control the driving modes, and additional buttons activate the turn signals and launch control. Lamborghini says the Revuelto has more head and legroom than the Aventador, and that shouldn't be difficult. There's room behind the seats for a single golf bag, and there's also a luggage compartment that can easily hold 2 carry-ons. The Revuelto differs from other Lambos in that much of its interface is digital. An 8.4-inch infotainment touchscreen handles most of the car's controls, including the climate controls, but there's also a 9.1-inch screen in the passenger-side instrument cluster that shows everything from speed, gear, and torque distribution to encourage motion sickness. A third 12.3-inch screen handles instrument cluster duties. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard.